Hey guys, Hayz here and welcome back to my channel. So I am sacrificing my revision time for making today's video because I thought to myself, what's more important than revising? And evidently I concluded that it is making a YouTube video. I'm actually right in the middle of doing my AS exams. I've just done 3 and I've got 3 to go. And you know, just relaxing is quite important. So I am making this video which is about what I think my A-level subjects would be like if they were people. I don't know why I got this idea, but I was just thinking about whether I wanted to be friends with my subjects, if that makes sense. I don't know. You can come on this adventure and see what I have come up with if you carry on watching this video. So I take 4 subjects currently for A-levels. I take music, French, maths and psychology. And I will be dropping a subject at the end of this year, and that will probably be French. I mean, I love the subject, but it is a lot of work and I think I just prefer my other subjects more. The first subject I'm going to be talking about is maths. I don't know, I feel like maths will be the sort of person who's just, they're so technical that they just sort of go and talk to themselves half the time because they're just so out of everyone's league that you don't actually understand what they're saying. I feel like because they're so clever, they're just going to be sort of one of those people you either love or you hate. Maybe like someone being so intelligent is a turn on, or maybe you just find them really too full of themselves that you don't really like them. So I feel like it's just sort of like a love-hate friend. And I feel like they're able to be so full of themselves though, because maths, you know, you have to, I don't know, there's just always logic to it. I think if you have an argument with maths, it's just they will win, so there's no point even trying basically. But perhaps I feel like maths does also have a bit of banter, just because maths does have its funny moments, you know, when you realise something like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that 1 to the power of 1 is the same as 1 divided by 1, you get the same answer, and 1 is also a prime number. I don't know, I just get these like visions of like maths being playful, you know, maths messes with your mind, you know, it's really funny. So I don't know, I think personally I wouldn't want to be friends with maths just because I think I like the unserious side, but it's just also too serious and too clever, you know. I admire clever people, but I'm just not sure whether I would get on as well as someone who's more my level, let's say. So the next one is French, and I feel like French will just be someone who is very eloquent, sophisticated in the way they talk, very professional. I just envision so like a businessman or woman who's just so like in their field and just good communication, and someone you just look up to as being good at doing their job. I'd say I'm quite serious actually, because I just think knowing another language and being fluent in it is quite a prestigious situation to be in. So I think French will sort of be like a love or hate friend as well, similar to maths, just because the good qualities will sort of be like French is organised and just very, if you wanted to work with someone, wanted a partner to work with, French would be the one, because this person will like do everything for you and like you can be a bit more laid back. But the bad side is a bit too serious for me, and I sort of just need a bit more fun in my life. Because of how difficult French is to get along with, that is probably why I'm dropping the subject at the end of A-level, but it's been very good knowing you. Right, so the next subject is psychology, and I think psychology will be someone who is very social. If you know in psychology, there are so many case studies that you have to learn. As a person, I think that's basically like this person going out of their way and just making loads of connections and links with people, talking to them. Not only are they known in the year by everyone else, but I feel like they will know everyone else as well, and they will make an effort to know people individually. Psychology will also know a lot of gossip though, because obviously when you talk to people, especially girls, they just spread loads of things around. Now, whether they are rumours or whether they are true facts is something that is debatable, and I think is something bad about psychology, because when you hear something from this person, you don't know whether to believe it. I think they'll be able to get stuff out of you really easily by like maybe trading information, but then you just don't know whether you want to trust them, because obviously if they tell you something about someone else, then surely they will tell your stuff to someone else as well. But I think psychology will be a really interesting person, just from how bubbly this person is, and I think it's a nice situation to be in if you're close with psychology, because you get to know all the gossip and that, but you won't actually be involved in any beef if there's any created, which is always good to keep yourself away from all the drama at school. Right, this is the 4th time I'm filming this now, so I am praying that my camera won't die on me again. I think and believe I am up to music. Now, music as a person, I think, has the best of both worlds. I feel like in a friendship group, this person is the mediator, you know, the balance between everybody really, incorporates everybody, is friendly, a good listener, you know, all those good traits. I also feel like music will be the person who's clever but also creative, you know. I feel like they would be creative in the obvious sense of being able to think of new creative ideas, like composing a new piece, but it's also really technical and clever because there's so much you need to learn in music, like dates of pieces or the history and context of composers. But I also feel like music is a person who is tough on the inside but soft on the outside, which is a contrasting idea to what most people actually are in real life. But I think it's the opposite for music, because if you're an actual music student, you will realise how difficult and demanding music is. There's so much you need to learn, but I think music on the outside seems soft just because stereotypically, I think it's safe to say, music, I feel, is quite underrated at several schools, and so people perceive it to be a soft subject, which is why on the outside it seems soft, but on the inside, as a real music student, you realise what you've let yourself into. But that's not to say that I don't enjoy music. I feel like yeah, music has the best of both worlds. So, you know, it basically describes me perfectly, having all these traits, being friendly, good listener, possibly clever to some extent, reserved, you know, perfect. No, but for real, I think if music was a person, I'd get on so well with them, because I can think of some of my friends who have all these personality traits in them, and they are some of my best friends, like really good friends. So I think if it was a real person, it's basically just my friends. So I love music, both as a subject, as a person, and obviously these thoughts about music as a person isn't me being biased. I mean, I want to take music at university, but that means nothing to what I've put into this video. Okay, but yeah, I am so glad I got through this video in the end without my camera crashing again. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun, non-serious video that I've tried to make. If you are going through exams, the bestest of luck to you guys. I mean, you're not the only one in a stressful position. I can relate to you so much. Just remember that firstly, exams are temporary, they're not going to last forever, so it's okay if you give up on not going to that event or that motive. But secondly, yeah, exams don't define you. Like, whether you do amazingly, I'm very proud of you, or not, like, there are some letters in the page, I mean, obviously, or numbers if you're in the new exam, what do you call it, like layout and all that. But I mean, obviously I'm not saying you shouldn't try in exams, you should still try, but if things won't always go your way, and if they don't, it's important to remember that that is fine, you know. For your future job, I don't think it has as much importance as we think it does now, but obviously I'm speaking from a not very experienced perspective, but everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. I mean, it's sort of cliche, but it's true, very true. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! It was getting late, and I was scared and alone when a precious baby boy